Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Back up here on the little mountain creek. Don't have a ton of time to fish at all, so hopefully I can keep this intro pretty short. But I came up here about a week ago, if that, and this creek was just rolling, nasty, muddy mess. So I figured I'd ride up here and at least see what it looks like and maybe do a little fishing. But it is right now 6:35. I've got maybe an hour and a half at most to fish. And yeah, that's about it. So anyway, I'm just gonna take one rod down here, and what we're gonna do is kind of sort of see if line color really matters, because I know y'all seen this creek in the videos before. It's ultra clear almost all the time. Me personally, I don't think it does, because if the fish are feeding really hard, line color doesn't matter. I've seen it with trout, bluegill, crappie, bass, you name it. I don't think it matters. Now, on a lot of occasions, I will use a fluorocarbon leader with a lot of my braids, because mostly the abrasion resistance. You know, that's a big deal, especially when you're fishing around a lot of rock like I do up here in these little creeks like this. So anyway, enough yapping, let's get down here fishing. The rod we're going to use is a Cast King Zephyr. It is a 6-foot light 2-piece rod, 4 to 8 pound line, and I've just got a cheap little Shimano FX1000 with some high-vis vicious panfish line. Nope, we caught something. What it is, and it came off. Come on, bite it again, bite it again. Dang it. Whatever that was a decent fish. I don't know if it was a trout or a smallmouth or what that was. Put it on a little PB&J Micro Finesse TRD from Z-Man with a little 1/64 or with a 1/16 Arky sickle head, which is not ideal for Ned rig fishing, but these baits work, or these heads work just fine as a Ned head, because that bait is so buoyant, it still stands up just fine. Alright, it appears that that one fish is the only one that's willing to nibble in this little creek spot right here, so we're going to move on down the road and see if we can find someone somewhere else. Oh crap. There's a trout or something just came up right here in front of me and just T-boned it. Now I know it was in its mouth, but there we go. That's not a trout. I'll let you tire out for just a second. There you go. High-vis line, a good solid smallmouth for this size of creek. And dang, that thing is healthy too. It's got a gut and it's got some shoulders on it. Good pretty fish. Let's get it back. Throwing that, I think it's the fire crawl or some, I forget what color it is, TRD tubes thing, ticklers or whatever, 16th ounce head. I've heard that smallmouths just do not like chartreuse. That's why I put that little bit of a chartreuse color on there, just to kind of get their attention a little bit more. Oh, another fish. Way from the trees. Oh, there's something big behind it too. Come up here and hit it. Oh, it's a spot that's behind it. It's not as big of a fish as I thought it was behind it. Chill out, homie. But we got ourselves a nice chunky little Reginald, or rock bass as they are more appropriately called. I think it's got a gut on you. All right. Ooh, something else just swung at it. This little rooster tail that I found laying up on the other spot, it's got some pretty small hooks. Well, it was a treble, but it's got one broke off. It's got some pretty small hooks on it, so should be able to get multiple smaller fish on there. Oh, Fish. What do we have here? Ah, it's one of the stalker trout. A dang good one too. Well, I was not expecting to run into one of y'all. I just have to remember +1 trout. Well, that was nice. We'll take that. I thought I seen something swirling at it when I first got down here, but I figured it was a smallmouth or something like that, but it weren't. Oh, we got something. It's not fighting like a trout, and it's going upstream. Okay, it's got some gusto to it. Dang, what is this? Ah, it's not real big, but it's just... Another little small jaw. Chill. Another little small jaw on the free rooster tail we found. And that is a pretty fish. And I don't have my phone with me, dang it. Anyway, gorgeous fish. Let's get it back. So I gotta say +1 trout and +1 smallmouth. Another fish. What are you? Ah. Another little bow that apparently was snagged, because it kind of looked like it was snagged in the gill. Can't count that one because I didn't get hands on it. I'm sure the trout carriers will be proud of that. Alright, well, that was a fairly unexpected short little stop up here in the mountains. Wasn't expecting to get some decent smallmouth. You know, it's the size of these smallmouth that I catch up here aren't the biggest, but for the size of body of water they're in, they're pretty dang big. So talking about the size of fish is really just subjective. It goes different from person to person. But I kind of had a feeling that we was also going to get into some trout, because they had stocked this late April, I think. I'm not sure. But I also wanted to fish this, or fish the high-vis line in different parts of the day, you know, higher sun, lighter, and then lower light conditions. Because I know there's going to be somebody be like, well, you fish that high-vis line in lower light conditions. Well, using high-vis line at various times of the day, you know, the fish are going to be able to see it more or less. So anyway, I'm going to get this portion of this video trimmed up, and I will see y'all at the next trip using high-vis line. Got it. Not a real big bass, but it counts. I can actually count this one toward this little video. Super dark little bass also. Of course, this water is really, really dark to begin with, just because there's so much decaying plant matter. There's a lot of tannins in the water, so it stays really dark all the time. But if I can get this thing untangled, I'll show you what I was working with, or was, until it tore to pieces. I honestly don't fish this pond a lot, just because there ain't a lot to fish from. Like this little short piece of the bank here and like a couple of spots over there. But anyway, just a owner Cotiva micro EWG. It's like a size 2 or size 4, something like that. EWG worm hook with a Yum Helgramite, and I don't have a clue what color it is. But basically what I'm doing is just working it kind of like a frog, just tossing it on top of these little mats and hoping for the best. But this setup here is a little bit different than the one that we started this little video with. This is a 6-foot medium ACC crappie sticks with 8-pound high-vis braid, no leader whatsoever. Alright, what is good, YouTube? It's actually about 3 weeks later. Bad weather and doing a couple other videos just happened, so we're going to pick up where we left off on the Does Line Color Matter fishing video. And we're finally getting to fish this one little spot right here on the way into where I really want to fish at. Hardly ever get to fish this spot because it's so popular, but there's nobody here, so we're going to take advantage of that. So I'm going to get a rod rigged up and we'll get to fishing. Alright, we're using a different rod than what we started with, which was a Cast King Zephyr and high-vis 4-pound mono. This one here is just a medium light stash stick with some 6-pound Daiwa 8-strand braid. This is a little bit darker, but it's still a high-vis line. And the water is ultra clear. Gotcha. Take a look at the colors of this red breast. This is a full-on spawning male red breast. Actually, my phone's in my other pocket. That is a gorgeous fish. Now, if I could get a hold of that smallmouth, actually either of the smallmouth that are swimming around in this pocket, I'd be set. I had one of them looking at it, but he did not commit. And that we just caught went straight back to its nest. I mean, straight to it. We're gonna mosey on down this trail a little ways, not too far. All right, it just looks like this trail just peters out more or less, and I really don't care nothing about stomping through even more of this crap and risking getting bit by a snake. So we're gonna go back to the vehicle and move on down the creek to another spot. But I am going to keep this right here in mind because I can get down to the water fairly easy right here and wade a little bit down that way. And I've been wanting to do some wading. I just keep forgetting to bring an extra pair of shoes. Oh, we got a fish. Don't know what it is. Ah, it's our buddy old pal, the rock bass. I thought I was just getting bumped into rocks and stuff, but tweren't. Pretty little fish. And I just heard a very obvious meow, like a cat upstream. And that's not exactly a good thing up here in the mountains. Now there are 2 or 3 little smallmouth swimming around this pocket, and I had one of them looking at it. It's just getting them to commit. Fish. It's a good one too. I believe we got us a smallie. Stay hooked. It's a good smallmouth, y'all. Shoot. Oh. Dang, you are slippery. You were hooked just barely. Pretty little smallmouth in this here mountain creek. Get my pole down so it ain't in the way. Alright, we got it documented. Let's get it back. All right, I think that was enough of a fuss for this little pocket right here. We're going to pick up, go down the creek a ways to another spot, and maybe repeat the process, because that would be quite nice to get a couple more of these little mountain creek small jaws. Well, this is the first time I've been able to fish this little spot right here in a long time, because the water is usually up over this right here. But this little pocket right here, I don't do too good in, but occasionally there's, you know, a trout or maybe 1 or 2 smallmouth or bluegill hanging out in it. Most of the time, there ain't though. You know, it's kind of weird. I didn't notice this until just a couple of years ago, but this rock formation right here, like who knows how many thousands or tens of thousands of years old it is, but all of these lower rocks right here are perfectly bowed, and it's in layers. Interesting. This dried up section of this creek bed will be a prime place to look for arrowheads one day if I ever come up here actually wanting to do that alone. But when there's good smallmouth fishing in this creek, it's kind of hard to say no to fishing to look for a rock. But it would be pretty cool to find an arrowhead, because like I said, I've never found one. Not once ever. Oh. Well, I didn't mean to drag you through the bush down there, Mr. Fish. But you shot out from about 30 feet away. It's like, no. Free lunch? What are you talking about? Pretty little rock bass. Skadooshie. Another rocky. I'm gonna see if I can get down here a little bit closer. And away from the bushes. I still drag you through there, unfortunately. Pretty fish. I'll just screenshot my other one here in just a second after I get my lure undone, but pretty little rock bass. And I need to re-rig that. Instant. And he's wrapped in a tree. I'll show you in a second what I caught it on. Another chunky little rock bass. They get a lot bigger than this. I've caught some over 1 pound, but I was like, you know what? I need something weedless that I can kind of get around all that structure over there. So I was like, you know what? I've got some little Owner Cotiva. I think that's a size 4 or a size 2 EWG, 1/32 ounce. And a mule fishing burrow bug, link in the top of the description. Check them out. You buy something, I get a little bit of a kickback. Sadly, no promo code or anything like that. But hey, if you want to support the channel, check out that top link in the description. I also carry one of these little fans too, so when there ain't a breeze, you can make you one. Alright, what is going to be the very last spot of the afternoon. Mostly because everywhere else that I want to fish, somebody's swimming at, or camping at, or whatever. Ooh, there was a big one. Hey, we got something. An itty bitty little gill of the blues. I'll just screenshot one of my other ones and get you back. I saw some good size red breast or something that was swimming around out there just a second ago. But I've got one other bait with me that I'm going to tie on once I get farther down here. Just because there's a chance of, you know, some bigger stuff down that way. Ah, I was wondering where in big old red breast went. Which this one ain't big, but it's freaking gorgeous fish though. He's got a lot of color. I am convinced that these panfish and some of the smallmouth up here are spawning. Which reminds me of the smallmouth right there below me. Because I've seen both of them guarding a bed in multiple places. Well, YouTube, we are calling it quit. Got a lot of bites, so I'm not too concerned about the line color actually mattering, which to me, line color doesn't matter, especially when you're fishing stained or muddy water. Fish ain't gonna see it that well. And a lot of species just don't pay attention to line color. Like, they're not line shy. Like crappie, they are not line shy. White bass, not line shy. Skipjack, they're not line shy. Catfish, not line shy. So, I mean, a lot of other species aren't line shy. Like, we kind of proved it in this video. The first section of this video was a 4-pound high-vis mono, is vicious mono. And the second was the one little clip at a pond that I was just kind of dinking around next to the lake yesterday. That was high-vis 8-pound braid. And then today was high-vis 6-pound braid. Now, the reason I use fluorocarbon, or the reason that I choose to use fluorocarbon, is kind of a 50-50 thing. 50% of it being abrasion resistance, because braid does not like rubbing against rocks and stumps and pretty much anything, even if it's underwater and wet. And another thing is fluorocarbon, clear fluorocarbon, refracts light way differently than monofilament does. And of course, braid, it just sticks out like a sore thumb, especially with the bigger diameters and brighter colors. Now, does line color matter? Well, that's subjective. It may for you, it may not for somebody else, it may not be a big deal for somebody else. The fact of the matter is, a lot of species just are not line shy. So, me personally, I don't think it does. I don't think line color matters. It's just more of a personal preference and comfort thing for me. I choose to use fluorocarbon when I have the option. But for the sake of the video, I didn't use it, even though I wanted to. There was plenty of situations where I could. But we got a lot of bites today. We caught some decent fish, especially that one smallmouth there at the beginning, or toward the beginning. So anyway, hope you like the video. We'll see you in the next one.